Countdown. Why don't you start? Took a while to start. Boom, 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 boom. Hello, and welcome everybody to tonight's fantastic dinosaur action, the reset. Today, this past afternoon, on Arena, the season resets. I was in Diamonds, unfortunately, but as the title says, I'm always going for Mythic. I'm always playing Dinosaurs ever since they first came onto the scene in 2018. Every day, all the time, as many of you know, past 600 or so streams. I guess today is similar. It's a day like any other, but it is fun to see when the season resets. Sometimes you see a lot of crazy stuff, and the opponents will definitely be seeing a lot of crazy damage, as it usually is with Stampede Dinos. Oh my, very, very exciting. Everything is basically the same, and going along with the title, this month I'm going to focus less on doing the tryout stuff, this idea, trimming these lands, basically the same most days. Of course, I love to listen to your guys' suggestions and hope the weekend is going good, has been going good. If you're in Canada, long weekend, lovely stuff. Hitting the real dino grind, 100%, all day, every day, and it's never been any different for me. I love it. It's not for everyone, but it's going to be fantastic. The change tonight, though, and I might look into other things that create tokens, but Tendershoot Dryad, a pretty old card from Rivals of Excellence, so back around when dinosaurs became a thing. Play it for 5. Basically, I'm looking at another creature that either costs 5 or 6. Something that I can play on turn 4 with Castle Garenbrig's ability. And if anybody is wondering if this is the first time you're seeing Stampede Dinos, the primer, 2 hours. Link to that in the description. This list, as always, in the description. But we're focusing on Sunken Citadel, tapping for 2 mana, 2 green, because we need that for Castle Garenbrig. And we can play a creature that costs 6 or 5, but for the most part, we efficiently make a big amount. So something that's 5 or 6 on turn 4 when I usually get to activate Castle Garenbrig's ability, that's going to be good. Tendershoot Dryad as a creature, that's a bunch of creatures to stall against a deck, some sort of aggro deck. Hopefully they don't have trample, but that's kind of the idea. Something that is multiple bodies in one, similar to the Hornet Queen, which I'll also bring in. Hornet Queen, Tyrranax Rex moves out, Hornet Queen comes in. Both those creatures cost 7, so that lines up right there. And then Tendershoot Dryad, probably Commune with Dinosaurs, we'll move that out, bring in the Tendershoot, hopefully drop this. The following turn, maybe drop Hornet Queen, and now it's just an absolute swarm, buying us time until we drop Ghalta. Lovely stuff. And it goes back to the point of, I could take out multiple creatures with a sweeper, that's very nice, but if it comes to it, and I have a Tendershoot in my hand, a Hornet Queen, these things are creatures themselves, so Ghalta can put that stuff on the battlefield, and I'm not just left with a sweeper all the time, feeling bad. Sometimes the setup, it does require Archdruid's Charm, Clifftop Lookout, as the turn 3 plays, maybe turn 4, you get the idea. It's pretty locked up, so to fit a sweeper in here, maybe that would help. Maybe I keep a hand with a sweeper, and then I have to make the decision to advance the game plan, maybe kill enough on the opponent's side with the sweeper, and then I'm not ahead with lands. If the thing I bring in to help against stuff with lots of creatures is a creature itself, I naturally can just stick to the same plan and then go from there. 5 ways, how's it going? Hopefully all is well with you, and well, I say we jump right into it again. Very short and quick, but always happy to answer any questions anybody has right here right now in the Discord. If you haven't joined the Discord, definitely consider doing so. Starting off in Diamond, well, I was Diamond 2, 3, 1, something like that. But if you're in Diamond, you go down to Gold, just how it is. We'll be flying up pretty darn quick. I imagine we'll pop into Platinum, because with wins in Gold, you go up 4 pips. If it is best of 3, which this is. Ooh, oh boy. It's either going to be a lot of crazy stuff or a lot of normal stuff. Just because everybody who was in Diamond was set down to Gold. So the Gold opponents we face could have been Diamond players. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. 2 Sunkens, a Sylvan, grabbing, Castle Garenbrig. I'm going to be able to make 7. 8. No. We're set. Instant keep, 100%. We can play anything we get. Oh, okay. Well, speaking of aggro, yes. Pinky. It is a hand. It's as good as possibly could have been. Will we live? We're on the play, so against mono red aggro, that's what you want to be. We might have died if they were on the play, but we'll see. It couldn't have been a better hand. Well, Sylvan Scrying could have been something different. I don't need one of them, which is pretty crazy to say. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Maybe we die next turn. Commune with Dinosaurs. Commune would have been good instead of a Sylvan. And, I jinxed myself talking about it. Now I got a 3rd. A little problematic. We need Castle Garenbrig, absolutely. I could go with the Forest. Play Clifftop Lookout, but it might not grab Castle Garenbrig this way. Do it. Got it. We're set if we live. Play with fire though, plus another monstrous rage. It'd be the way. It'd be the way. You never know what you're going to get, which I like it live. There's no push or there's no pull to maybe curate matches. Perhaps you have a really bad one, some good ones, and you pick and choose. No, you just get exactly what it is. And it's efficient. I have a lovely piece of content right after I'm done the stream. And I certainly need efficiency with 2. Okay. Well, I don't know. I'm not usually supposed to win against a deck like that. Nothing more you can do. Really. I'm not going to start off with a sweeper. That's just not how it is. I could. Absolutely. You can do anything, but that would hurt the overall plan. Would I want a sweeper instead of Clifftop Lookout to begin with? I don't think so. Clifftop, just maintain the best thing your deck can do, whatever it is. Of course, it doesn't have to be Dinosaurs, but have it do the best it can be, and then you do your sideboard stuff afterwards. And you hope. Oh boy, here we go. Again, I like to maintain Ghalta. Perhaps some might make the case to trim Ghalta Stampede Tyrant because, well, it's the costliest thing, but still, I've got the other stuff to help the creatures that are multiple creatures in one, and then Ghalta can still drop a ton of nasty damage. Would that be nasty? Not so much. Maybe if one of those was a Castle Garenbrig or a Sunken, I might try it. Probably going to be it. Would be nice, of course, the Tender Shoot. If we're considering Tender Shoot was Commune with Dinosaurs, you can already see this would have been absolutely perfect with a Commune. Turn 1 off of the Forest, Tender Shoot, which was Commune. Vaultborn Tyrant. You know what? Trim Regisaur Alpha. We want to stabilize. We want big stuff. Regisaur Alpha, sometimes I can't play it because Castle Garenbrig taps and makes 6 green. I can play a big stuff that doesn't require red. Just constantly held off of Regisaur Alpha is, well, it's not that painful. I get it down eventually, but I get bigger stuff that costs more, which is pretty cool. It's nice when the opponent has a Thoughtseize, they get rid of a Regisaur Alpha or a Palani's Hatcher, they assume, that's going to be the next thing coming up because it costs 5. And then all of a sudden, boom, I drop something that costs 7 and they realize their mistake. But we got the third land, lovely stuff. Hopefully, Clifftop Lookout gets a Sunken Citadel. That really is going to be our best bet at this moment. If we get a Sunken, getting Tendershoot Dryad down next turn would be lovely stuff. We need a land. Commercial District is, perfectly reasonable. We see that we didn't have a land on top coming up, so that could potentially save us. Maybe another Castle Garenbrig. A Sunken wouldn't be too bad. I wouldn't be able to play anything that I have, unfortunately, but I assume Clifftop Lookout is dead. Probably. Play with fire, dealing 2 damage to it. I bet. Oh, Wizard's Lightning. Hey, look at that. That's 3 damage that didn't go to my face. It's not the worst thing in the world. Tendershoot. Let's go. Well, technically, that could be deadly. Hold on, we're not dead yet. If we live just by a hair, Archdruid is going to grab and put a Sunken out. And then if we draw land that enters untapped, we would have enough for Ghalta. Would it be enough? Well, we'll find out. I'm pretty sure they have some stuff to pump their stuff up. Monstrous Rage, that sort of thing. Maybe not. Oh, huh. Well. Was their aggression just a little bit too slow? Or they have lethal, play with fire plus a Wizard's Lightning for exactly 5 damage. Oh boy.
It's a trap!
Land on tap, let's go. Oh. I mean, if they can kill me, they should just kill me. I don't get what the waiting's for. It's odd. It's not okay. Well, that's okay. Let's think. Hornet Queen, yeah. Well, stuff doesn't have trample. Do I like Vaultborn go to 8, 4? You know what? Let's do Hornet Queen. I think either way we could be dead if they have stuff that goes right to the face, but we'll see. Okay. Oh boy. Down the Bugbear, not too bad. That Goblin is only a 1/1. We get to trade with every single, well, most of the creatures that they have. I like this. Okay, yeah. Oh, I like a good old Sunken. Okay, strap yourselves in, folks. Oh boy. Oh boy. I can feel it.
Grant me revenge. And if you do not listen, then the hell with you.
Oh boy. Do they have it? Oh, I know. Stabilizing. 100%. It's about as thrilling as it gets. 2 cards left. Is it going to be a Wizard's Lightning and a... Oh, nope. A Slick Shot. Oh, Monastery. That's not it. They are dead. Folks. They are dead.
Ruthless aggression.
And we got the lovely Tendershoot Dryad as a blocker. Bunch of life gain. Bing, bang, boom. Back up to 10. Smoked. Lovely. Oh, I went down to 1. The Hornet Queen saved the day. Oh, 100%. And of course, I'm not going to pick up a win every time against aggro, but Hornet Queen should allow me to pick up at least a few matches. It's probably always going to be the most painful type of matchup for this. Can't be strong against everything. Yeah, that's good stuff. Oh, I gotta say, I think that Tendershoot Dryad is going to be quite fantastic. And it's not on my upkeep. At the beginning of each upkeep, create a 1/1 Sapperling for free. I don't have to worry about investing 2 or 3 mana each turn. Sapperlings you control get +2/+2. I'm going to have the City's Blessing. I have to have at least 10 or more permanents. With this list, I definitely get 10 or more permanents. And then I get 2 Sapperlings each cycle. 1 on their upkeep, 1 on mine. It just keeps building up, building up, building up. I kind of like getting a free 3/3 every single start of a player's turn. That's pretty good. It is a lot. I think people miss that. Each cycle, 2 3/3s. Huh. You almost have to kill it immediately, or else it's really getting out of control. If it had 1 more power, if I boosted green creatures +1/+0, possibly we could be triggering Vaultborn Tyrant. But also, if I had 2 Tendershoot Dryads, keep in mind they're not legendary. I get Sapperlings +4/+4, so then they're 5/5s. And when they enter on each player's upkeep, trigger Vaultborn, draw a card, gain 3 life. Yeah. There could be a lot worse things you could be doing than that. An additional way to stabilize, I think so. Tendershoot, better the more you have, but of course we have to do that once again. The more Tendershoots, the merrier. I like that. I don't think Tendershoot Dryad is too expensive. I know it shot up quite a bit. Tendershoot Dryad for quite some time was bargain bin, and then some sort of token strategy came into play. I don't know what format it was, but yeah. Tendershoot Dryad, the bane of my existence. However, Flame Sweep. I used Flame Sweep pretty well against this. 2 damage to the Dryad before they can make any Sapperlings. Oh, wow. That first hand was bad. This one, extra good. Forest, 100% to the bottom. We're looking good. We have the Forest type lands with Commercial District plus Stomping Ground. And oh, I like Vaultborn. Also like Palani's Hatcher too. We got enough lands. Maybe if I didn't have 4 lands, I'm looking for a 4th one. Perhaps I'd put Palani's Hatcher on the bottom. If Clifftop Lookout gets us sunken, we might have a chance. At the very least, Clifftop Lookout with the reach, it can block the Slick Shot show off, but usually the Slick Shot has trample, so most of the damage probably is going to go through. I just hope it's not Monstrous Rage that is put on it. It's an enchantment, monstrous roll, enchantment token, whatever, so it permanently will have trample. Possibly. Look, that's pretty good. I like that. I don't like that. Okay. Whew. We're at 7. We're not quite dead yet. Well, it's not a sunken, so our chances might have sunken. Possibly. Rampaging Ferocidon does hurt quite a bit. I think they have to pretty much play it this turn. That's okay. We can't gain life. We are pinged every time a creature enters, so we'll see. Yeah, no. That's partly why I don't use Rampaging Ferocidon. If we had played Palani's Hatcher there, it would have dealt 4 damage. Oh my goodness. I had a lot to eat for supper. Taco salad, but Rampaging Frostodon, dealing 1 damage whenever a creature enters. Palani's Hatcher itself is 1. The 2 dinosaur eggs, that's another 2, so 3, and we're forced to hatch one of them at the beginning of combat, so 4 total damage, 1 Palani's. Not the most fun, but yeah, we got him once, and we'll get him again. We'll get revenge. But it is a pretty a clear case why you may not want to use Rampaging Frostodon. A lot of people have mentioned it before. Hey, why don't you try it out? I lose out on the life gain from Vaultborn Tyrant whenever a creature with 4 power or greater enters, and then you couple Palani's Hatcher and Regisaur, but mostly Palani's. I would rather just go with a Giant Cindermaw that costs the same as Rampaging Frostodon, has 4 power, so it does trigger Vaultborn Tyrant. You don't gain the life, but at least you do draw a card. But you're not pinged all the time. It is. Some people might look at Dinosaurs and think there's not much to consider. Oh, just play the big stuff, and there you go. But I think every deck has its own, intricate things you can consider. Some certainly easier than others, but that's just how it is. Forest, get rid of that. There's a very real scenario. We don't need all those 5 lands. Oh, okay. Well, we got aggro. We got a Castle Garenbrig as well. Yeah, might as well. Vaultborn Tyrant is nice, but it does make sense facing more aggro. Well, being the season reset, sometimes people will gravitate towards that to fly up the ranked ladder faster, and I could start off with Hornet Queen or just Tendershoot Dryad if I really wanted. That'd be interesting. Sadly, I can't play Sylvan Scrying, but that's not terrible. Oh, it is 5 ways. Good evening, Squad Painter. How's it going? Hopefully all is well. Yes, I love streaming. I'll keep streaming. I'll get to 1,000, maybe 5,000, 10,000 one of these days. It's already pretty intense that I've done it as long as I have. Yeah. I mean, Sylvan's not terrible. I would imagine we're mostly done for. Would have been nice to play Sunken at that point, but that just wasn't happening. No. It's an aggro deck. It went first. And there you go. Tyrranax Rex. Boom. Hornet Queen? Yes, please. Tendershoot Dryad as well. Trim that Commune and we're off to the races. Now, I could maybe trim Carnage Tyrant, some other dinosaur, but there are a lot of non-hits for Commune. There is a very real possibility I can't grab anything. You count Sylvan, Clifftop, Archdruids, Tendershoot, and the Hornet Queen. That's 20 things that Commune can't grab. Well, that's getting a little bit into the scary range. And, Commune is good for consistency, but it's not always needed, for sure. 33%, yes. Wow, never mind. Okay, perfect. Boom. That's what you want. Perhaps this is going to be a little similar to the mono red I just faced. But hey, if you can at least get an aggro win one of the games, you're on the right direction. If they're complete blowouts all the time, maybe something could be switched up, but a few wins here and there, some tweaks here and there, and you're looking good. Another Sylvan to grab a Sunken. Oh look, I wonder if they're going to play Thalia. Phew, this is nice. Hey, there's lots to learn. And a true master. Not that I'm saying I'm a master, but a true master never stops learning. There you go. Vaultborn Tyrant next turn hopefully works. It can be slow. It all depends. There's so many options you can play, so many dinosaurs. Certainly with the Lost Caverns of Ixalan that we had around the start of this year. Whew. The choices can be a little paralyzing, and especially with alchemy as well, you have even more. Scary stuff. Would Tendershoot Dryad be more scary? Well, it's hard to say. What is the best thing? Vaultborn Tyrant? They could kill us next turn with a Brave the Elements. Nah, Vaultborn it is. Okay. Let's see. Or mostly kill us. Brave the Elements. Their white creatures gain protection from a color of the choice. They would choose green. I wouldn't be able to block with the Vaultborn, and oh boy. Every day is school day. Absolutely. I'd never really tried the Tendershoot Dryad before, but I gotta say, a thing that is good, even better with multiples, makes a swarm, multiple creatures in one. I don't know. Exciting. A creature that only requires green as well. Very nice. Vaultborn could just be brutal Cathart. Well, that's we're not dead. Technically, we're not dead. If we get Ghalta, we would win. If we don't, we die. Tendershoot. Yeah. It is pretty nice to know. If I had one card, that's why you have 4 copies. I'm able to make 8 right now. Of course, I don't have the big G, the Queen. 1, 2. Yeah, no, that doesn't do it. Nuts.
Dang!
Oh, I appreciate it, Thunderblade. I was trying to replicate the thumbnail from last night, and I don't remember if I had used the Carnage Tyrant art. That's from the special guests in the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Lovely alternate Carnage Tyrant art, but I like putting some smoke and making the focus of the art pop a little bit. The Carnage Tyrant seems like it's coming right at you and just makes it seem even more lively. Of course, the opponent's decks have been quite lively tonight with aggro, but hey, you know, you could all see right there, with one certain thing, for a fact, we would have got him good. Regisaur Alpha plus 2 Carnage Tyrants dropping Ghalta, or I drew the Sylvan Scrying. Hasty damage. Ooh, painful. Brawl as well. I imagine Brawl 5 ways is, well, any sort of 100 card list, or singleton is, well, it's even more paralyzing with the choices. But it would be fun. Lots more options. Mono green, the first mono green devotion of the night. It's going to be pretty good. Of course, 4 lands, a Sunken, 2 Stomping Grounds, and a Castle Garenbrig, plus an Archdruid's Charm. All the mana I need. We see Ghalta again, as it was that previous game. We get him. They haven't popped off too much. I do like that I have a second Castle Garenbrig, but yeah, we would be able to make 8 next turn. That's pretty good. 8 mana turn 4 without any other enchantments, creatures, all of that stuff. Edge of your seat, poof. Lights out. Maybe. Hopefully. Now the question becomes, do I want to grab a Sunken? Because I'm not going to need the lands that I have. The castle, the Stomping Ground, I won't need one of those lands. Do I grab Ghalta? I don't have anything for 6, but eventually I would get there. But of course, mono green devotion can pop off pretty nastily. I don't know. Squad Painter, I say, well, take all the talk, have it, go through your mind, whatever's right for you, basically. That's what I'm getting at. What do you have the most fun in? Of course, you might not have tried a lot of the formats, but for the most part, if you're having a good time, that's the most important thing. It's also important that you don't click to go to your turn and not grab a Sunken or Ghalta. That's okay. It's okay. Oops. At least they don't have Nykthos. We got to look on the positive side here, you know. Yeah, no, that is what happened there. No Archdruids. That would have been good. I'll grab something other than the land. Definitely at this point. I'm going to be making 7 next turn. Vaultborn. I could see a Vaultborn. When it enters, we draw. Whenever another big creature enters, we draw. We get close to that Ghalta. That's what it's all about at this point. Especially since the mono-green opponent has stumbled a wee bit. It's going to be our best bet. Yeah. Don't have too many. Oh, okay. Well, never mind. Where's that concede button when you need it? Could have played Tyrranax Rex, possibly able to make 7 if I had actually used that Archdruids to grab a land. I don't know that it would have made too much difference. Hey, that's all good. Sparky, Alchemy, whatever it is, you're going to get a feel for what you're doing, and it's going to be good. Even if it's not the highest, level of competition, you learn the lines of plays, you learn what you want to see in your opening hand, and you just get comfortable, and sometimes you just die. You just die. Yeah. Ooh. And they have just enough, 2 left over to play another Cure and untap Nykthos. Oh, don't you love it?
But you can't do this to me.
You know how much I sacrificed?
We'll get him, maybe. Oh, they got another Nykthos off of the Storm the Festival with the Cavalier. Could be worse, Couldn't really be worse. Pretty bad. I don't know. You could mirror exactly what I'm doing right here. Squad Painter, of course, it would be hard to build up this list. Very rare and mythic rare heavy. I think standard might be pretty good. I would imagine that's less intensive in the wildcard department, but of course a lot of those cards, they don't completely transfer over to this, so then some of those wild cards could go to waste. Oh, okay, they played another Cavalier to get another Nykthos, and we know we're dead. Yeah, it is pretty intensive. I would say if you Squad Painter, if you have a list you love that's doing pretty good, continue to play that, redeem for perhaps this, then eventually you get there, you move over to explore, and there can be some budget options to consider. Vaultborn Tyrant, instead of this, you could go with Earthshaker Dreadmaw from the Lost Caverns of Ixalan, and mono green is madness. But 100%, Earthshaker Dreadmaw from Lost Caverns is an uncommon. When it enters, you draw a card for each dinosaur you control. That is drawing multiple cards, kind of like Vaultborn Tyrant, you would draw multiple cards. So, there's that and a couple other things. Clifftop Lookout, that's uncommon. Sylvan Scrying, uncommon. Commune with Dinosaurs, of course, a common. In this deck, it could be uncommon because it is so amazing, but it can only work in a specific deck. So that's why it's common. And yeah, we go from there. Lost Caverns, you could open up perhaps a couple packs. You probably have some Palani's Hatchers, I would imagine, and Ghalta, but Boseiju who endures. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. So the total number of lands has increased to 23 with the 3 Boseijus. The 3 I brought in, I'm pretending like they're not lands. I'm going to use them to take out Nykthos. A couple times, just taking out Nykthos with my own Boseiju has bought me enough time. Yes, absolutely. And I have done some budget videos. I'm pretty sure I've done a recent budget video for Stampede Dinos. I think. Might do another one. I don't know. It's hard to say. It does blend together since I only do this, and there might have been a budget paper dinosaur list, and you get the idea. It's a dinosaur soup. Oh boy. Mono Green Devotion got Leyline of the Guild Pack. They have 4 free devotion for green. That is mean. Oh boy. Commune with Dinosaurs, lovely stuff. I felt nice and safe. Commune getting the 2nd land for Sylvan to get the 3rd. Sylvan is going to grab Castle Garenbrig, play it. We'll have 3 green. We won't have 3 green on turn 3, but eventually we'll go with Archdruids off of a Castle, a Forest, and a Sunken to grab a 2nd Sunken. And this opponent has not exploded quite as much as Mono Green can do. This is what we're looking for. This is the chance. No Nykthos, don't do it. Oh boy. Just a bunch of elves. Perhaps, the opponent kept a hand with a leyline thinking everything would work good. But it certainly hasn't. Phew. I like this. I like it a lot. Definitely. That is a good point about the starter decks. I think the dinosaur one, potentially, if you know you're going to use those rares and whatnot, it could be possibly good. You get a bunch of Palani's Hatchers and some nice lands. It might not be terrible if you factor in how many packs you would have to open up from Lost Caverns of Ixalan to maybe get Palani's Hatcher. You could open up 90 packs and only get a couple Palani's Hatchers. You definitely want all 4, and you factor in the cost of 90 packs, how many gems that is, and the gem cost of that dinosaur deck. Possibly. But if you already have the Palani's Hatchers, it might not be worth it. I don't know, it's hard to say. Okay. Certainly about the worst Mono Green Devotion could possibly do, so now they die if we get a land that enters untapped. Well, we don't get a land that enters untapped, but we still can play Castle Garenbrig, so we still might be able to do it next turn. I like our chances. If they draw land, we're good. It might be nice. Dead. There you go. Phew. I felt like throwing out a good game because I felt like it. Yeah. That is good to hear, Squad Painter. I always love hearing new people loving dinosaurs, but yes, 100% just focus on getting the core. There's a lot of examples, not just myself, a bunch of other people play it, so you know it can perform. Of course, will we perform next game? Hard to say. Yeah, definitely. When I draft 2, it is a pretty hot mess. Yeah, that's the best plan. You see a cool card, you're new, you invest a wild card, you never play it, and you think back a week or 2 or a month later, and you feel bad. You have this card that you may never use again, and you're thinking, oh, I could have saved it. It would have saved you time. But if you know exactly what you're going to get, it doesn't take that long to redeem a deck. It just doesn't. If you know, if you're playing every day, doing your daily quests, opening up packs and whatnot, if you're working towards Archdruid's Charm, there you go. You could have something in place of Archdruid's Charm. Glimpse the Core from Lost Caverns of Ixalan. 1 in a green, you get a forest onto the battlefield, just as Archdruid's puts a land onto the battlefield. Archdruid's is definitely better than that, but those two things are similar, except Glimpse the Core uncommon. This, of course, is rare, so yeah. Well, whoever would have guessed mono green devotion would do that? They don't always pop off. You know, stay positive, get some wins in the painful matchups, and hope for the best. Jund reanimation, that does sound like scary stuff. Any sort of reanimation, there's always painful potential. Excuse me, my goodness. I ate too much taco salad. I ate my wife's leftovers and I could go to sleep. I need more coffee after this, I think. You could go 5-color dinos. That's getting a little bit on the wackier side. Maybe I shouldn't say wacky, but you can make some pretty interesting dino variations work. Better than you might think. Okay. Oh, this is looking rather similar. It's kind of unfortunate we don't have a Sylvan Scrying or a Castle Garenbrig to, boom, maybe get them. If they drop a you know what, a Nykthos Shrine to Nyx, we'll get it with Sunken Citadel, and we'll nix all their potential. Hopefully. Oh, wow. It's like a mirror, pretty much, of the previous game. Extra wacky. Huh. Kind of wish I had a sweeper right now. Oh, man, that would be bad. Ooh. Ooh. Moose burgers. Moose burgers sounds pretty good. Any sort of burger, I love. I mean, it's a little embarrassing, potentially dying to mono green devotion when they do just about nothing. Again, they're probably going to get Nykthos Shrine to Nyx. We dodged a bullet the previous game. I don't know that we're going to do it twice in a row. Of course, there's always a chance of that happening, but all right. Did they get it? Oh, everybody loves Pantlaza. It's probably the most popular. Yeah, ooh, painful. I guess that's going to be it. Never know what you're going to get. Maybe the algorithm, the Magic the Gathering algorithm saw that I said good game very early when the opponent wasn't having a good game, and it dealt me a little bit of karma, possibly. Of course, I don't believe in that, but hey, it's always funny to consider. Castle Garenbrig next turn, pretty much what it has to be. Palani's Hatcher, multiple blockers, 3 blockers. Might just save us. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm just wondering what they're doing. It's taken them a fair bit of time. ARM algorithm. Yes. What do they want to untap? Another Wolf Willow Haven is perhaps a little bit problematic. It's good stuff. 3, no, not going to do it. Palani's Hatcher will not save us. Well, just wasn't our match, unfortunately. We'll get there. We'll get there. The grind is called a grind for a reason. It's not called smooth sailing. A paddle up the creek. That sort of thing. Grinds you to a dust, pulverizes you, and you just have to have a lot of willpower. Rinse and repeat all the time. Consider what you could change, but also consider there may have been nothing you could have done. No different. Yeah. Yes, be well. Squad Painter, hopefully you get some good rest, or perhaps everybody is, well, a lot of you are getting rest already. 11:15 at the moment. But yes, leave a like to take a big bite if you haven't already. Of course, I'm just happy that you guys are here enjoying it right now or later on, whenever it is. Painting a good picture with the chat, it definitely makes it. Sometimes, I chat to nobody just because it is so incredibly late, but that's fine. I know some of you will find it later on, just as we might be finding a win from this. Lovely that the opponent didn't go with a turn 1 Thoughtseize. Of course, this is a silver opponent, so perhaps it's not going to be the craziest potential. Of course, I imagine they'll have a bunch of removal, but look, it's not aggro and it's not mono green. This is what we're looking for. This is not what we're looking for. Go blank. Okay. Palani's Hatcher? Possibly. Palani's in Carnage Tyrant. I think there's a scenario where we get Tyrranax Rex before Carnage Tyrant. We're able to make 7. I'm going to test the waters with Clifftop. See if I get a Sunken. Okay, that's not bad. A second Castle Garenbrig. Good to have a replacement. Okay, mono black waste not. Losing Archdruids. Rough. Possibly. Sylvan Scrying. Not super rough. We get that Sunken that we're desperately looking for. Lovely. Yeah, I haven't actually seen mono black waste not for, I think, a couple days. It is pretty nice. Of course, well, I'm not getting rid of Archdruid's charm. That's just happening. I have to hope. Oh, good. They don't have anything for 2. That was actually very positive. Of course, able to make 8 at the moment for Ghalta. Not super positive. We'll see how she goes. Okay, Archdruid's charm. That's what we're doing. We're searching for a land. I get rid of one of the 2 cards, so the opponent is not gonna draw a card, and we go to the commercial district. See what's on top? I like a Commune with Dinosaurs. That's gonna dig, and I'm gonna be able to play anything I get from the top 5. I can make 9 mana. So I could play a Ghalta. Save the Clifftop Lookout just in case they have a Shieldred's Edict, and well, we'll see what Liliana does. Is it going to be a +1? I only have, well, I don't have anything. We get a Vaultborn. It's going to be very nice. There you go. Boom. Just as I said. Now if they go -2, I can use Clifftop Lookout as the sacrificial thing, preserve Vaultborn Tyrant more. I hope they don't have Thoughtseize. Okay. They get some zombies. Not super terrible. Vaultborn is still around. They might combine blockers, the zombies, to take out Vaultborn, preserving Liliana, which would be very good for me. Could be. I would get a copy of Vaultborn when it dies. So that's always pretty nice. Or we just get a Ghalta, which could draw something good, something big, anything off of this trigger. Ugh. Archdruid's Charm, not the best thing in the world, but yeah. It is a pretty good recovery, especially against mono black. This is exactly what I wanted. Love it. Oh, look, and I can still go with Commune. Do I want to go with Commune? Meh, we'll leave it. I could go with Commune to grab something good and lose that, but I know I can go with Commune next turn and play whatever I grab, like you saw with the Vaultborn. Played Commune, grabbed the Vaultborn, played it. Oh shoot, look! What did I say would happen? Clifftop Lookout. That's a pretty good thing. It is nice to have some of those early creatures as the sacrificial stuff, and oh my goodness. Well, sometimes they just basically die. Dead. Smoked.
Yes.
That's also the good thing. Against a discard deck, there is basically one. If it gets down to it in a top deck sort of war, look how good the top decks are. There's a lot to love that you could get right off the top. Cooked. Oh, absolutely cooked. And I won without Leyline of Sanctity. Starts on the battlefield. If it's in your opening hand, you have hexproof. You protect yourself from the go blank and the thought seizes. They couldn't make me discard anything, but I get the wins without it, so it's not gone forever. You don't need to splash for Leyline because you don't need the white. You want it in your opening hand and you would never need white usually to cast it. That's at least my thinking, but Leyline out. Pithing Needle in. I mean, I did like Commune, but the opponent is going to be pithed when I name Liliana of the Veil, and they can't activate anything. No +1, none of that. Field of Ruin, we name that. They can't destroy Castle Garenbrig or Sunken Citadel. Oh yeah, it's my favorite pun. The opponent is pithed. Gotta really enunciate that. I don't want a swearing strike or something. Could be risky. I like keeping a hand even if it's a little bit more risky because I have my original amount of cards. Mulliganing a couple times plus the Thought Seize and oh! Oh look, they played Field of Ruin and I drew Pithing Needle for the turn. Perfectly. I drew it on turn 2. I'm going to have Archdruids coming up. And yeah, that's what you want. Pithing Needle is quite fantastic against this deck. You're turning off the land destruction lands, Liliana. Boom. What's not to love? I love Pithing Needle. Just poke him. Get him right where it hurts. Would this hurt? 2 Regisaurs. Again, Palani's 3 bodies in 1. Regisaur only 2. Like another Castle Garenbrig. That means we're going to be making 7 next turn. Archdruids to put the Sunken out, and we ruined their field. Field of nothing. Necromentia is, well, it's potentially scary. We're going to get that Sunken out. Who knows what they would name? It could be anything, but we were going to get Sunken anyways. We hope it's not Castle Garenbrig or T-Rex. If it's not, we might have a chance. However, Leyline of Sanctity would protect against this. In Necromancer it says search target opponents. That would be another dead card with the ley line out. What are they going to say? Oh no. They named T-Rex. Oh, I do at least make a 2/2 black zombie, so it's not all bad. And I can play Palani's Hatcher. Ooh. And I could play Carnage Tyrant, but I can't attack with it. The opponent is tapped out. We got some lovely...
Ruthless aggression!
It's not the most ruthless in the world, but I like that. I like that. Yeah. Commercial district, could get something nice on top. Don't need the Clifftop Lookout at this point. With all the lands I have, I will be able to make 8. Clifftop, fairly unnecessary. Man, they might just die to that stuff. Extinction event would be rough. If they choose even, we would lose all our creatures. Oh, okay. All right. Beautiful. And as you can see there, with gold, you went up 4 pips. You basically don't need a streak at all. Just a formality, and you know, a lot of the time it can be a formality. You just got to play enough. You'll get there, although I did get a pack. Might as well open that, and maybe I get a wild card. Never mind. I do have a decent amount, at least for me, having 7 rare and 3 mythic rare wild cards. There's nothing I'm particularly looking to redeem for. The season did just reset, Thunderblade. Yes, just about 6 hours ago. Maybe 8 hours ago. Something like that. For me. Might have been a little sooner or longer for other people, depending on your time zone. But, yeah. Oh, crazy stuff. And there's some people who have even more. If you draft, and depending how you play the game, some people have hundreds of thousands of gems and even more wildcards than that. But it's nice to know I have everything I need forever. That's a pretty enticing thing. You just have a game, you fire up, boom. You don't have to invest any money into it, and you're set. I might try some more drafting. I did a fair bit. Quite a bit. With Lost Caverns of Ixalan, just because I was basically a dinosaur set. Very nice indeed. Castle next turn, boom, sunken. Hopefully the opponent, well, we'll see. Maybe they're going to take out Castle with a Boseiju. It is a little bit worrisome seeing... Oh, Transmogrify. Okay. I see what you're doing. I get ya. Let me see. Let me think. They could Transmogrify this turn. Boseiju. Yeah, okay, I was just checking if Boseiju put the land onto the battlefield tapped or not. Oh boy. Transmogrify coming in hot. Not. Phew. We're set. Good stuff. We got a chance here, folks. It might not be Transmogrify. It could be some sort of creativity variation. If they pop off with that, I'll certainly explain it a little bit more. Oh, Murders at Karlov Manor was pretty darn interesting. We got Archdruid's Charm as well, which is... Wait, why did it pass super quick? I didn't click that. It should have paused after they did their damage. I'm almost certain I didn't click that. That's not good. It's not quite right. Huh. Strange. Very strange. Hopefully they don't go off. I don't know if you guys saw that, but Well, maybe I clicked. Maybe they'll just play... Well, they can't play Atraxa. It might be creativity next turn. Okay, okay. We got Ghalta. Perhaps. Yeah, I'm grabbing Ghalta. I'm doing it. Good old Clifftop. Hopefully getting a Sunken, but at the very least, we're going to be making a lot. Oh, there's the Sunken. And there's the Stomping. So we're making enough for you-know-who. But else we can take out something. We could take out that treasure if they target it with creativity. Oh boy. Oh boy. Fire Prophecy. Interesting. Put a card from their hand on the bottom. If they do, they draw a card. They're drawing for that cheat 'em out spell, I would think. Okay, still looks pretty good. I like the looks of this, yeah. No. All right. Oh, Regisaur Alpha to boot. Yes, please. Hopefully they don't have a counter spell or something they can do at instant speed. Oh boy. Hopefully they don't have removal for Regisaur Alpha. I don't imagine they can. Good. Phew. Well, again, kind of like that game 2 against Mono Green Devotion, we dodged a bullet because the deck did not do its big nasty thing. However, they're going to do their big nasty thing. We don't know exactly what they're going to be cheating out with Transmogrify or creativity. Do something, don't do something. Hornet Queen? Maybe. This could also be a deck that looks to cheat out Vaultborn Tyrant. I've seen that as the hit in the deck. The only creature that Transmogrify or creativity can grab. Sometimes it's Atraxa plus Vaultborn, 1 Atraxa and 4 Vaultborns, and it gets nasty real quick. I say we just keep it as is. We might just get them once again. It does seem like that name is familiar. I feel like I faced that opponent in Diamond a couple days ago. Well, that's certainly a lot worse. 1 land to no lands. To no lands. To 1 land. Guess we got to keep it at some point. We'll send most of that, a lot of that to the bottom. And okay, we're looking good. I do like Castle Garenbrig. Unfortunate, yes. Oh, look at that. I guess it's not. Of course, you can make extra mana for creatures with just Castle, but you can't with Sunken, so that's why I got the Castle. Sent the Sunken to the bottom, which it's now, well, closer to the top. Okay, yeah. Unfortunate in multiple ways. Okay, at least we confirmed exactly my suspicions. This is Gruul Transmogrify. The hit possibly being just Titan of Industry. Turn 4, or turn 3, Titan of Industry. Not winning that one. No way. Okay. Being Titan of Industry does have trample. A bunch of little creatures aren't doing a whole lot to that to save myself. Tyrranax Rex, I say we trim it. Bringing the Hornet Queen, and maybe, perhaps, we deter the opponent's aggression. Maybe we only have to take 1 hit, mostly from the Titan of Industry. If an insect with Death Touch blocks it, we would take 6-ish. Alright. I don't have to mulligan multiple times. A very reasonable hand with Commercial District, maybe a Sunken or a Castle, as I said it, hashtag pre-recorded, on top. Phew, I love it. Sylvan for Sunken, you know the drill. Oh boy. If we see an Archdruid's Charm, things are really going to be popping off. Archdruids or another Sylvan, or a Sunken, or a Commune to dig for a Sunken. We just have to hope it's not what they did in game 2. Huh. Okay. We got a chance. I like it. Stomping Ground. I'm tempted to keep Boseiju. They're going to crew Essica's Chariot, possibly. If they do, maybe I'll just use Boseiju to take it out. That'd be kind of funny. Nah, I'm going to keep things as is. Couple other cats. Nah. I might be kicking myself if I use Boseiju to take something out. Oh no, they just... Okay, they still have it. Never mind. But we're still not technically dead yet. Vaultborn blocking Titan, we would take 1. Rhino 5 9. Yeah. Oh. Well, I mean, that's rough. Okay. They gained a bunch of life. That was painful. Oh, okay. Well, they Crowan Ward, and if they didn't have it, they would have died. If, well, as you saw, they did. They won. Not much else you can do. Boseiju possibly could have taken out the Crowan War. Of course, I was tapped out, so I did not have the mana to do so. But it's not the first time I've seen a Crowan War. I'm pretty sure, like I mentioned, that opponent, I faced them before, and I think they were on something similar. And they Crowan Ward me that previous time. Well, something maybe a little bit faster. Maybe if it was a Castle Garenbrig instead of one of those. Well, speaking of Castle Garenbrig, okay. Yes, please. Send Carnage Tyrant to the bottom. I think we'll get to T-Rex before Carnage Tyrant, and that Commercial District absolutely clutch. Also, seeing a Sunken on top. We don't have to use Commune, we'll wait. We know there's a Sunken which we would grab, and yeah, oh, beautiful. And now we see death and destruction. Ghalta might as well. This looks like Jund, food, sacrifice, some sort of that. Fable of the Mirror Breaker is something. It's just not super powerful enough. Because next turn they're dead. There you go. That's what you want to be doing. Alright. Oh, okay. Jund cat food combo. I have seen a couple opponents actually go to this. For a while it was just black, green, cat food combo. They've started to add back in red, as it oftentimes was. Jund food was a very common thing in the past, and okay. Oh, the first super scoop. It doesn't happen every night, but it is pretty darn cool. yeah, there's a case for, it's a good thing to do something so incredibly busted and nuts in the first game, which happened there. Turn 4, T-Rex, no other creatures. If they had removal, they were not going to stop it because there were no creatures that ramped me to get to the 7 mana. They're like, hey, there you go. He did not like those 4 poison counters, yes. Not at all. Oh, well, I think that's probably a fantastic nightcap right there. Some highs, some lows, but that's how it goes. It can always be deadly. Yeah. I liked it. Lots of people chatting tonight. One of these days, I am going to break my all-time concurrent viewers record of 17, I think it was. Oh, hey, if you want to lurk, if any of you lurkers are listening right now, perfectly fine. Whoever's here, doesn't matter. As long as you're enjoying it, that is the most important thing. I'm going to keep doing it, whether you chat or not. I have a good time. Okay, so get some sleep. And, have a good rest of your time zone, wherever it is, whenever it is, and peace.
It's a rescue operation, and it's leaving right now.